Now I've got an interesting pattern for you today. One of my buddies from the channel, John from Saskatchewan, sent me a bag of materials a couple months ago. He had some stuff that he couldn't easily get through customs on his way back to Canada, so he offered it to me. And last Thursday night, I sat down to tie some bugs that I could use the next morning fishing some small brook trout streams in the Shenandoah National Park. So I came up with one using some of the stuff in the bag that John sent me. It had orange deer hair in it, and I've got plenty of deer hair, but I can't remember ever tying anything with orange. And naturally, when I think of deer hair, I think of a caddis. Now I know there aren't really many orange-winged caddis flies out there, so this is mostly just an attractor pattern, kind of tied in a caddis style. But I can tell you, fishing Hog Camp Branch that next morning, the brook trout loved it. So John, thank you for sending me these materials. This one's named for you. And by the way, I should have some good fishing footage for Sunday's video. It was a fun hike in the Shenandoah National Park, a pretty cool waterfall, and just some beautiful fish. So there it is in the vise. Just another caddis dry fly, but really an attractor pattern with that bright orange wing. Just one I came up with a couple nights ago before I headed up to Hog Camp Branch in Shenandoah National Park, and the little brook trout up there kind of loved it. So that's a size 12 standard length barbless dry fly hook, black 72 denier thread. I'm going to catch it into the start of the bend. And the body I've been putting on this, just muskrat hair dubbing. So I pulled out a little clump, and don't worry if you get some of the guard hairs, that's going to be just fine. I'm not even putting wax on here, I'm just licking my fingers. I'm going to dub on a noodle, and it's going to be kind of thick, but not real long. I'm dubbing it up there. Remember, we're going to have two components up front, so we don't want to dub it too far forward. And this noodle might be a little bit more than I want. This is probably 2.5 inches, but we'll see. I'm going to take a couple of wraps, and as soon as I'm laying some dubbing down, try to tighten it up a little bit more. Okay, now let's wrap it up. Build a little taper if you want. Not a big deal if you don't get a taper. Okay, that body is fine, kind of buggy, just like I like. Maybe a little bit buggier than I want. Get a couple of really long guard hairs there. Now the funky component of this, just orange deer body hair. And not a huge tuft, but decent size. Now you can pull the underfur out if you want, or not. Put it in your stacker if you want, or not. I'm going to. But I've done these both ways and couldn't tell a huge difference. So, okay, that stacked pretty well. And we got a little tuft about like that right there. Now I don't really want my thread corded up because this hair is kind of hollow. So if it was really corded up, it's going to cause a lot of flare. I mean, that's going to be fine. It's going to flare anyway, but let's get a length about right there. One tip, this is straight above the fly. Lean it a little bit toward you so that first wrap, it will probably move some of those hairs over, and then you'll get them on top. So that's kind of what we want. I shouldn't have let go of that just yet till I got all my wraps in. Several wraps right here, and really before I let go of that on the back, I'm going to reach up in here and try to trim these as close as I can get. And you're not going to be able to get them terribly close, but you can get pretty close. And now we can spend a few thread wraps trying to bury these stubs right here. And what we're doing really is just getting us a smoother area to wrap this hackle. Okay, so take a look at that. That's our wing. That's a little bit what the fish is going to see. I think that is just fine. I got a little guard hair sticking out right there. I'm going to just go ahead and snip that. Probably not a big deal, but I think we're ready for our hackle. And for this, Grizzly dry fly hackle. Just 1.5, maybe even 2 times the hook gap. I think that's about 1.5 right there. That should work. All right, now just catch it in right in front of that wing with a couple of thread wraps. Now we can go forward. We're gonna have this little stem right here to snip off. And wrap it however thick you want, or however many wraps you want. I kind of want a pretty thick hackle up here. It's going to float with that deer hair. That's very buoyant, but this is also going to make it float. That muskrat or possum body is Did I call it muskrat at the beginning? If I did, I'm sorry, it was possum. But, well, yeah, let me double check. Yeah, it was possum. Okay, we're good. So, a few wraps with that big thick hackle right there. And you could either push that back and do your head right now, or snip this. There we go. I think that's it. Now I'm gonna pull everything back just a little. I don't want it swept back, but I want it out of my way enough to flatten this head area out right here so I can get a whip finish in there. We've got one little piece right there I'm gonna have to singe off probably in a minute. But we've got some room for our whip finish now. And I can tell I am going to trap a couple of these fibers going forward, but that's going to be all right. Okay, maybe it wasn't too bad. Maybe I got one in there. Let's snip this and take a look at our cleanup here. And I got one barb going forward right here, and then a little piece right there. Can I get in there and snip that? Yeah, I can. So singe anything you want, and then drop a head cement, and you got a nifty little Caddis attractor dry fly. So that's it, my friends. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.